Welcome in, everyone. My name is Ruth with the Violet Flame Global Shift, and we're going live here tonight to look at multiple world shocks that are hitting the world stage. Now, when I say a world shock, I mean anything that's like, what is happening? How could this be happening? For example, the Trump and Elon Musk fuse. For example, the Russia and the Ukraine WAR. And there's also been several other things ramping up in the past few days. U.S. military is encouraging military families to leave Iran because certain escalating events are happening there. Then also we're going to look at this AI regulation where President Trump said that he would not allow for any AI regulations or any AI restrictions for 10 years. And apparently, I don't know if that's good or bad. Is this innovation? Is this the future? So let's get started here. We're going to be looking here at a beautiful timeline of events that's actually going to be leading us into next Sunday's live as well, almost like a part 2. But first, stay tuned because there's fire involved and a prophecy involved. But first, I want to do some housekeeping tips here. Private readings. If you know of somebody who would like a private reading through Zoom or email, please send them my way. You can find me at ruth.violetflame@gmail.com or at thevioletflame.net. If you're watching this, please give me a thumbs up, a subscribe. Please hit the bell button if you would like to be notified. And if you are watching on Rumble and you would like to ask questions, feel free to go ahead and click the link in the description box that says the YouTube link. And you can join us here on YouTube and ask questions in the live chat. On the membership side of things, I will be talking about different extended readings that are coming. You can also have a free question in advance form, fill that out, as well as some political and spiritual discussions. Now, on Sunday, I will be doing a live on the immigration riots in the US, Canada, Ireland, and the UK. Now, correction, I don't think there's anything going on in Canada right now, but we are going to be doing an immigration update. Also, there is a prophecy that was recently predicted about Washington, D.C. Now, this prophecy is talking about potential plans to put the White House on fire, potential plans to throw things, something that could possibly coming to DC that's worse than California. And as I was pulling cards on this, I wasn't pulling cards, I was shuffling my cards and preparing for tonight. And the thought popped into my head, call it clairvoyance, call it a possibility, a potential timeline, because I had asked Spirit earlier today, why the riots now? What's happening on the world stage that all of a sudden these switches went off all across these sleeper cells or all across these countries, all across these major cities across the world about immigration? Why are they starting this now? And the thought came to me that the last times that some of these riots were started was because of the 2020 election in the United States. That's how it started here. Or there's some sort of agenda, okay? The 9/11 attacks happens to be something to have been to disrupt NESARA and GESARA, a new global financial system or national financial system. And I realized in the month of June, we've been predicting major financial changes, major financial shakeups, shocks, whistleblowers. Do the dark elite know that there's a change in the financial wind coming? And so they've sort of taken out all stops, made it look like they're trying to do something to help humanity, but really it's a big distraction, like a distraction to keep out a financial system that actually will run side by side the old system and eventually replace their elite, money embezzling, financial fraud inducing, tax stealing, everything that goes into the dark elite financial agenda? Are they actually trying to disrupt financial changes coming in? The rise of silver, the rise of gold, cryptocurrencies coming on stage. So that's the question I will be asking this Sunday at 11 a.m. Immigration riots in these countries. And we'll be looking at these predictions. For the extended, I'm so excited about this. The extended reading in our membership will be an ascension update, clairvoyance for the end times. Where are we spiritually, ascension-wise, in all this chaos that the world has? And I will also be bringing out clairvoyant messages for you to pick up. If that's for you, it will resonate with you. Try to see if spirit helps the actual people that are on the live or on the replay as members. All right. So that's my 2 cents about what's coming on. Thank you for being here. If you're joining me, please give me a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps when you comment, give me emojis, and otherwise boosts my content. The first question we're doing today is going to be one of the first world shocks. It's a little bit old news, but that's the way news travels lately. And that's the Elon Trump feud. Is it staged or is it real? Now, what was the feud? The feud was that President Trump created a bill, and in that bill that he wants passed through our USA Congress, it was some sort of, there's a bunch of regulations and taking away tax credits for Elon Musk's Tesla cars. So people who buy electrical vehicles in the US can get a major tax credit. And that's one incentive why they buy the actual electric vehicle. President Trump wants to remove that through the bill. Well, they started arguing, going back and forth, and Elon Musk eventually comes out and says, well, President Trump is on the Epstein list. Now, as of today, President Trump and Mr. Musk had a 40-minute conversation today or yesterday, last evening, I think it was today, and they have recently reconciled, and Mr. Elon has apologized. Meanwhile, the whole world is crazy over these riots and nobody's really noticing. I'm just really curious about what's going on. I've had some truthers say it's staged to get the side of politics that don't like Mr. T to ask for the Epstein files because they're thinking he's going to be in it. Is Mr. Trump in the Epstein files? Absolutely. Mr. Trump has actually said he flew on the Lolita Express, which is Epstein's private plane. So, of course, he's going to be in the files. President Trump is not worried about that accusation. But is this staged? Or is it really the ego of Mr. Musk that wants to keep his money and the control he's had over the Trump administration? So let's ask Spirit and bring in, I just heard the words, bring in the boss. Bring in Archangel Michael. Bring in the presence of Christ's energy. Bring in the presence of the divine light of the Most High. Bring in the presence of goodness and truth, clarity. Give us clarity and truth for our best and highest good. What can you tell us about the Trump and Elon feud? Several cards have been falling out. We had the Ace of Earth, which is something new is starting. We're currently on the full moon right now. It's definitely something new starting. And the feud is over. Okay, they've left it behind. So that came in while I was talking about the feud. Something new is happening. So let's continue with this card pull. I'm going to cut the deck and ask about Elon and Trump. What can you tell me about this feud? Spirit. Some kind of control. We're getting the control card. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, messenger of air. So we have some military or intelligence agencies coming in. So these are the cards I pulled. Four of Earth and the High Priestess. Something is going on behind the scenes that they were controlling and establishing. and they didn't want anybody to know about it. This is I hear the words controlled demolition, a controlled plan, a controlled secret mission, more like an operation of some sort. This was some sort of spirit. Is this a system? This is definitely authenticity. This is high vibrational thinking. This is good intentions, pure intentions. And then we have a lot of energy, okay, in the past. So they wanted to stir up a lot of energy, but it looks like the purity is there in the authentic nature. Like it wasn't, like we don't have the devil card. And then the last card is the sun card, which is making me think the golden age, the financial system, a gold goodness. So I want to pull now on the energy of Mr. Trump. I want to get 2 cards that reveal his energy, and then 2 cards that reveal Musk's energy. And then we're going to get into the intelligence agencies. Trump, so that's 1 card. We have the verbal conflict. We have 2 cards come up. Manipulation through verbal conflict. A 3rd card came with it. They agreed to it. This is an agreement, okay, to do a verbal conflict. Now, he agreed. He's okay. He did it for a purpose. He engaged in it. Now, what can you tell me about Musk? Agreement. Ace of water and the 9 of water. So Elon Musk agreed to do this. We have 2 cards of agreements. Elon Musk agreed to do this because he wanted to shift to another perspective. And he wanted to bring in a new emotional energy to protect himself, protection energy. This could be that he turned against Mr. Trump to preserve his family because he was under a lot of attacks. Go ahead and watch my video about Elon Musk needs prayer. I actually saw like a robotic bug coming through his house, and that one of his daughters was in danger. His daughters and her children were in danger. So this is an agreement. Trump's agreement and his team's agreement, okay, multiple parties. And then Elon agreed to actually create a new energy in the political realm surrounding him and his family, his business, in order to protect himself. Now we have here the Secret Service or an intelligence agency coming in. Because as of right now, as it stands with this video, as the recording on Wednesday, I believe today's the 11th, in the evening, the feud is over, allegedly. The intelligence agency, secret hidden dealings with another agency. The intelligence agency is trying to pinpoint which intelligence agency is after Mr. Elon. So it's like a conflict between 2 intelligence agencies. I'm seeing the NSA. The NSA is trying to root out an underground network that's after Mr. Elon Musk. And they allowed for this to happen in order to root something out. I'm not sure what they wanted to come to the surface, but this was a joint plan between multiple of them in order to find a much bigger threat. And we go to this secret mission, secret threat, secret protection protocol. This was a secret way that actually the intelligence agency, NSA, Secret Service might have suggested to them in order to bring protection. Okay, so take that as it resonates. Incognito, hey, I think Elon was threatened to apologize, but I have no idea. Hello, Richard. Yes, something's happening about that apology. Like it's too easy, you know? And why would Mr. Trump say he's back friends with Elon after Mr. Elon made a horrible accusation? You know, like that's, if it's true that Mr. Elon is really, really upset with Mr. Trump, for being political worldwide leaders, That was a fast reconciliation. I wouldn't trust somebody if they said that. But anyway, something's just not adding up. So take this as it resonates. One possible scenario is that this was a ruse and agreed upon. Now, whether Mr. Elon really disagrees or not, that could be a different story. He might really be upset, but this was done with the support of an intelligence agency. Okay, and if you have any questions on that, go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay, let's go ahead now and ask Spirit for clarification on the Russia and Ukraine escalation. Is there a coming ceasefire, or is there a continued conflict on the horizon? Spirit, what can you tell us about Russia? And I'm going to look into Putin's plans for the future and Zelensky's plans, okay? But what can you tell me about Russia and Ukraine escalation? The Magician card, something's transforming on the stage, the world stage between them. We have society, the civilizations. I'm seeing the Ukraine people. 5 of fire, that's the conflict card. 7 of earth, we have underground facilities, underground secret weapons bases, and tunnels and dumps and military equipment coming up from other places, from even underground. The tunnels are not resolved. The people aren't fully rescued. We have balance, though, coming in for the center, okay? Balance coming in, and then we have an ending, a leaving of this escalation. So, Spirit, what are Putin's plans? 2 or 3 cards. Show me Putin's plans. 4 of water. He's actually currently wanting to negotiate. That's the offer card. And a resolution. He wants to rise above the conflict, but he's very prepared to continue. What's Zelensky's plans? Then we'll ask for our highest timeline. What are Zelensky's plans? Or those behind him? What are the plans of Zelensky or those? Thank you. Oh my goodness, he's ready. He's ready to do something different. He's ready to do something new. He's ready to shift the trajectory of the WAR. He is ready to make an announcement that's going to change everything from a worldwide perspective. Marie, good evening. Good evening. Good to see you here. Yeah, Zelensky's ready to make a major announcement that's going to shock a lot of people. When it comes to Mr. Putin, he's ready to negotiate. He's ready to continue. What's Spirit's plan? Spirit, what's your plan? 3 of fire. Spirit, the cosmic forces really want to end this, of course. However, there's some sort of information or lie that's been told that's been manipulating this whole conflict. Something's not being told the people about some sort of manipulation behind the scenes, some sort of distance, some sort of travel, some sort of truth is behind the scenes working to keep this conflict going, and Spirit wants it revealed, okay? The Emperor card. Seeing a middleman, someone that talks to Zelensky. This could be, what's that man? Crenshaw? No. There's a negotiator on the sidelines. I believe he's U.S. based, and he kind of like goes to the negotiations between the two, but he won't say anything. There's some sort of leader, negotiator. We have the Empress card and a shock. So this is a country. Something's coming to the country. And this, I feel, is Ukraine. A major shock. A major revelation involving how a 3-letter agency has been involved. So I believe that there's a huge investigation going on about U.S. involvement from the dark elite, negative involvement from a rogue or a possibly dark elite controlled C3-letter agency that's been protected there in the Ukraine and has been escalating this, been manipulating this WAR. And I believe that there's an investigation going on into the ties of the dark elite within this whole conflict. That is what Spirit wants to bring to the forefront, because that's what needs to collapse. There needs to be an ending of any kind of intelligence agency operative of any country, and they need to stop using the motherland of Ukraine for its operating grounds. So Spirit's trying to reveal that to the proper authorities so we can bring peace to Ukraine. All right, if you have any questions on that, feel free to put it in the chat. Yeah, there's a new energy coming to that conflict, a new energy. Okay, we're going to do a quick poll on Iran. Just today, I saw an article that Iran families are actually being asked, military U.S. families are being asked to leave Iran due to conflicts. So we're just doing a quick poll on all these world shocking events that we're not sure. And stay tuned, because on Sunday, we're going to be doing the immigration riots. There is actually a prophecy that is saying that Washington, D.C. is going to get very, very nasty. And for the extended reading for members, we're going to do the Ascension update. Clairvoyance for the end times. What on earth is happening to our ascension process with all this chaos? So we'll stay tuned to that. Links are below if you wish to join the membership for the extended. Spirit, what can you tell me about Iran? Is that something we need to keep an eye on? Is there a possible escalation? Do we need to manifest peace for Iran? Thank you. A lot of energy, a lot of protection. Movement of troops, okay? Movement of troops. Look at him. He's traveling on his panda. He's protecting resources, but then we also have movement and travel. So what is alarming to the U.S. government and is concerning them, and why they're asking military families to leave Iran, is because there's some changes happening, Wheel of Fortune, and there's movement of activity that they don't understand. Why is Iran moving? Why is intelligence picking up that Iran is moving troops? Now, these are the cards that fell out while I was asking the question. Queen of Water, Queen of Fire, and Ten of Fire. So it looks like there's kind of an ending of some of the goodwill faith between the governments. There's sort of been some inauthenticness that's shown up, some imbalance. They've had a really balanced relationship, but there's been some evidence that things aren't as authentically negotiated as it was going. So they're seeing some nefarious movement of troops that the U.S. doesn't understand. They also know that okay. A message just came in that because the riots started in the U.S., and right now there's riots planned for this California, they're going on. Right now there was a bomb found underground sewer system. Someone planted a bomb in Chicago. There's Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, and Washington, D.C. All riots planned for this weekend. And Northern Virginia. No. ICE is deploying to Northern Virginia, my location. So Spirit's saying right now, U.S. is vulnerable. All right. I listened to Phil Godleski last night, and he has a source within the military, and they're really upset and angry that 20,000 troops were sent to California, and the mayor and the judges, they kind of booed them. They kind of ignored them. They said, we feel insulted and we feel dared. Like I dare you to do something against us who are, and the reason why the troops went to California is because Governor Newsom has not been cooperating with ICE in the deportation of illegal immigrants. And so they've sent the troops to help round up, especially the gangs and all illegal immigrants. And the certain people in California are fighting back. And even some of them, there's a congresswoman who says, if you want to come here fighting, we'll ramp up our fight. That's like a daring to the U.S. military. It's like, we're used to that internationally, Phil said, is what he got from these high up military generals. We're used to that international, daring us, taunting us, but not from our own people. We're here to help the United States citizens. And congressmen and women are insulting us to our face on live TV. They're not happy. They're not happy. And I have heard some people say, you better not raise a hand against the military, because they're not just the police force in the U.S. So anyway, there's a lot of vulnerability, especially with the predictions. The protesters have predicted to go across the U.S. Meanwhile, internationally in Iran, equipment starts moving. And all of a sudden the authentic nature of things, the open and honest communication is stopped. And the U.S. military is wondering, does the world see us as vulnerable? Does the world see us as an opportunity to take us underhand? Their own citizens can't respect the military. Why should we? So anyway, that's kind of the energy I'm getting, is there could be a international political holding of breath until America settles out this whole immigration thing and our judges and our congressmen actually start following the law. Good news, though, is that DC recently, a grand jury within DC, Washington, D.C., recently nullified a previous law that said non-citizens could vote. That just blows my mind that non-citizens could ever vote in the United States of America. So there are good things happening, okay? But they're really fighting. And this is the other thing that came in, take it as it resonates. I asked Spirit, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I asked Spirit, I says, why are these riots spreading across the nation right now? Like, this is like, a 2020 election type of pre-election, BLM disruption, like outcry. And Spirit pinged off of me, take it as it resonates, that with the financial shift coming, this could be a way to distract and hinder a possible Nasera or Gesera situation. Nasera and Gesera is the new golden age financial system that begins coming in. What if they launch some of these sleeper cells and are trying to disrupt the entire United States because the United States is ready in June to kick off two currencies, or to investigate Congress of insider trading, or to actually start putting the ball rolling on helping our silver and our gold worldwide to begin balancing out? Is this an attempt to avoid a Nasera and Gesera? That's my question. We will look at that on Sunday. But anyway, why is the Iran conflict suddenly sparking where the U.S. military families are required to leave? It could be because the U.S. is at a very vulnerable stage and they're not sure what Iran or that political arena will do. And they want to make sure that they're ready on all fronts, not just in the U.S., but also internationally. Okay, that's my rant. Shauna says, sorry I'm late. Never be sorry. We're glad you're here. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Everyone, please give Ruth a big like, aka thumbs up. Thank you. And Shauna says hi to Marie, Richard, Incognito, and our beautiful guide, Ruth. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's a highlight of my week. Okay, so we looked at the Russian and Ukraine escalation at the beginning here, and Elon and Trump before that. Is it real or staged? The Russian-Ukraine escalation here, I'll say this for Shauna, if you didn't get it, it's basically where Spirit and the cosmos is trying to go is to reveal some of the USA connections and manipulations, the C3 letter agency involvement that has been operating in a base, possibly underground, that's still operating there, and that needs to be cleared up. Ethereal World, hello. Is this the intervention of the KABAL, the Dark Elite, or another cartel to replace? And I'm assuming you're talking about the fires. We have the negotiation card. I assume you're talking about the immigration. I'm going to do a full reading on that this Sunday. We're going to be looking at it. There's actually a prophecy that somebody predicted, and they saw people trying to light the White House on fire. He highly suggested people not get involved in that. Sometimes that can be a negative timeline, but we still want to look at that in detail. It also hits close to home because I live like an hour and a half to DC. But I'll be fine. I kind of think it's exciting. Spirit. Oh, I'm answering your question. Is this intervention, this interruption, this intervention of, oh my goodness, Ethereal World, you got the exact C card, Dark Elite card saying yes. This, let me get further clarity. You are right. Spirit, what's going on here? I don't like this energy. This is a very negative. So we're tapping into the energy of the people running the protests. Let's just call it that. In the US, California, spreading across the world. In the Sunday Live, we'll look at Ireland, the UK. We'll look at Canada, because I know many of you from Canada and you're concerned about immigration there. And then we'll look at the US. But right now, let's tap into the energy of what's going on. I don't like the energy. I don't like, it's like a dark cloud came over my eyes. One more card. One more card. All right. So the energy that came up was the Dark Elite, the C ending in ball card, okay? Clarifying it is the justice system. So this is actually a Dark Elite planned by the corrupt justice system in the US. However, we have a military card here, an established military in the past. Now this is not, and then the manipulation military. So the manipulation with that military card is saying it's been not a coerced, but formed. It's been a formed type of group, a formed coalition, a formed organization for military purposes, We have 3 of air, which is the betrayal, the backstab, the hurt, the harm, combined with the world. So this is related heavily to the justice system in the United States. There's a group of, I want to say men, and I want to say militia, but this is a group of secret men formed, already in past formed, okay, with an intention to create a lot of damage. The 3 of air in the Dark Elite card is not good, okay? There's an ending coming, though, or an end wanted. So let's ask Spirit what this is the agenda. World's end. What is this agenda? Oh my goodness. They want to bring an end to something positive, financially balanced, a new beginning. This is an agenda to thwart something revolving resources, land, or money. The agenda is something regarding a new beginning in land, resources, or money. Further clarity. Groups of men, organized. There's the Empress card, Motherland, USA. 2 of water, an agreement made, and a 6 of fire. To move away from, this is the deportation. So now we're catching into, they agreed to make it about deportation. Hearing the words, Trump gave us our opportunity. Trump gave us an open door. Let's take it. We found the cause. We found the cause. Let's produce the effect. I'm hearing like a lot of Marxist teaching, doctrine, the manifestos coming up, that kind of manifesto. MK Ultra or some sort of manipulation, but a lot of propaganda. A lot of propaganda. They agreed to make it about deportation from the U.S. But there's something here about an end to a new beginning. What was this all about? So it's almost like that was what we said we're going to do it on. We're going to do it about deportation, but there's an agenda behind it. The Tower card, they wanted to shock the country. They wanted to bring despair and 2 of fire. Yeah, this is just, they wanted to bring a lot of energy to force attention to the deportation. I'm not getting a lot of the energy behind the energy. I guess I'd have to look at the world. They want to try to force the hand of the U.S. government and block some decisions made. So that's just the energy of it. It's coming from something in the legal system, the justice system. I don't know. I'm hearing the words. It's like the army of the corrupt judges. That can't be real. Anyway, the card jumped out. Yes. Let me go back here. I can't wait until Ukraine is squeaky clean. Oh, I want to visit the Ukraine when this is all over and bring healing to that land. Just to be there. Who made the White House prophecy? It's a young fellow on YouTube. And And I'll tell you it in just a moment. Urgent prophecy, spirit-led evangelism. Now, I do not know this man, okay? But I don't know this man. I believe he might be from another country, but maybe not. Spirit-led evangelistic commission. Looks like this. Spirit-led evangelistic commission. And it's a young guy there. Somebody just sent it to me, and I listened to it. I didn't realize it was about DC. I was like, whoa. So, and I'll play that video on Sunday so that you can listen to it, and then we'll pull cards on it. Yes, I've heard that there is another new dark elite trying to supersede the current dark elite, weird as it sounds. I did see some agreements, okay? So I want to pull on that too. Is there a new dark elite trying to supersede the current dark elite? Spirit, is there a new dark elite? Emperor? Okay, yeah, the old one is leaving. Yeah, we got some leaving card, like the movement, the old system, the beast system. We have an ending to that old system, but is there a new system coming in? We have that was the C3 letter agency kind of system. Then we have the Queen of Fire, which is more authentic. Okay. Is there a new system? Yeah, the C3 letter agency is being kicked in the A, if you know what I mean. Okay. There's an ending coming to that. It's the draining the swamp that Mr. T kept talking about. However, what is this Queen of Fire? And is there anything new rising up? What is this new energy? Manipulation, control, independence. The Love card. Page of Fire. Four of... Okay, good news. Good news. The energy trying to come in to supersede is not as strong, financially backed or stable as the last Dark Elite. Okay, I'm getting this is more of a collective within our collective that are operating like a hive mind under independent thought, some sort of propaganda, but also some sort of manipulation from an outside source. Woo! Okay, sorry. There's some sort of manipulation from an outside source working on certain people and giving them the ideas, the messages, the concepts, the drive. It's CGI, it's fake, it's energetic, and they're trying to make them into an army. So this is some sort of dark elite frequency propaganda, bringing people of low vibrations, trying to insert thoughts, raise up leaders, but insert a collective within a collective to create as much havoc as possible. But it's all from an outside independent energy source. Whoa. Basically, it's like an advanced, let me see, MK Ultra kind of information. Very, very, very negative. Secret technology and a matrix kind of control over the minds of humanity. And those that have been trapped in those ideologies are easy to be controlled and manipulated. And they're putting those thoughts from a remote location. My goodness. But every person is choosing to operate under their own free will and think it's their thoughts. They think it's them. They think they're doing what's right. But there's sort of like a research Project Montauk. Research the Philadelphia experiment. Research Phil Snyder actually worked to produce this kind of frequency that would go out to the population. This is like an advance that. But it's not organized. And it's not that there's actual humans on Earth that are stronger than the Dark Elite. It's just a different kind of operation. That's what I'm getting, at least to the best of my ability. Ethereal World says, yes, Canada is sure to receive a bunch of U.S. refugees this or next year, I bet. Oh, I see. Oh, people are going to leave the U.S. and go to Canada. That card jumped out. Are folks going to be deported back to their home countries, or is there a more nefarious plan for these folks? Spirit, what can you tell us about the deportations? Strategy, Queen of Water, balance, and protect. The strategy is going to be different for every person. Some will be restored to their homeland, sent back in peace, maybe even with some money. Others will be going to jail. But the attempt is to give some back, to send people home with money to be able to help them start again in their homeland. I don't know if that's a plan right now, but some sort of getting people safely home, protection, things done right. Yeah, they're going to be okay. If the people have good intentions and we're just here because they're trying to make a better life and they cooperate, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. Regarding the hive mind, a non-formal organization between Persia, Arab, and Israeli elite, who are the masterminds. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is sort of like cosmic energy, spiritual or astral energy here. But then we have nefarious energy, which is the backstabbing, betrayal, harm, very negative. And underground facilities, machines, operations, experimentation. This isn't a good energy at all. Who are the masterminds of this? Spirit, who are the masterminds? Six of Earth. That's financial. Economies. Who are the masterminds? They're doing the underground secret on people. Trying to see if it's the Arabs. Who is doing this work? Ten of Fire. Let's table that question because I'm really not getting an answer except some sort of underground experimentation and something having to do with money. We'll look at that more closely on the Sunday Live. But the master to true masterminds. This could even be justice, a little bit of legal stuff. People, eight of Earth, an ending, secret. Yeah, we'll look at that. But I can't get anything more than that. That's very confusing. Because the mastermind, we might be asking the wrong question. The masterminds might be dead. And they're just using technology. So I'm trying to tap into like who created this technology. And so that could be why I'm not getting an accurate. We need to tap into who's behind, who's Agenda 21ing it. Can we ask if there's going to be a big outflux of refugees from the USA to Canada? Spirit, what can you tell us about any refugees going from the USA to Canada? And maybe I just wasn't supposed to see those masterminds. Okay, is there going to be a big outflux of refugees from the USA to Canada? A lot of people are stressed. There's going to be attempts. Three of Water, and some people in Canada, I think, will accept them. Certain areas will accept them better than others. We have this new beginning. They're looking for a new home. Are people going to be going from the US to Canada? Queen of Air. Transformation. Messenger of Air. This is military activity. I think the border is closed. I don't know. Is the border closed? Some sort of border patrol, border. There's going to be attempts, yes. But something about the border really transforming, upping the border, and something about the border in Canada. Some will be let in, some won't be. And there's this new policy or something's coming to Canada about a major announcement or policy being formed or started or announced here. We can look at that more in the next live. But yeah, one more card. Independence. If they do come in, it's going to be for more independent reasons, more independent sources. They might need more to be smuggled in. But I think Canada seems to be putting a pretty good stop to something. Okay. Can we verify regarding who this new elite? Not sure about that info. Yeah, let me change my card deck here because this card deck is not cooperating. It's okay. I love you. My cards are magic. Quote unquote. Okay, new elite. Yeah, you really want to get into the new elite. And I'm going to write this. Hopefully, let me read this comment. Hopefully, Canada will be stable enough to receive U.S. refugees if need be. We have a lot of problems here as well, of course. The border is tightening. That's the message I got, Shauna, is that the border was tightening. The border patrol was tightening up. They want people to come in legally. They want to do it with agreement. We agree to let you in. That's the energy I got. Okay. New card deck. All right, Spirit. What can you tell us about the energy of this new elite that's forming this propaganda style, mind control, if we want to go there, type of formation? Give me the truth for our best and highest good about this new formation. So we've been told by the truthers that the Cabal, the sea is gone. Let's see. Lies. Ace of Swords. Truth. Okay, let's get off the spread. Page of Wands. CGI. So the energy. Low frequency. People. Low vibe people. Controlled. We also have, this could be technology. Okay. The swords can represent thoughts, ideas, formations, insert. Okay. So this together is like technology that's inserting lies, or technology that's inserting mistruths, impartial information. And then with these two, this is low vibrational energy to people. Okay. Page of Cups. Actors, agitators. But who's behind this? Who's using this technology right now? So I just heard the name Soros. Seven of Wands. Rising up. Something's rising up. The World card. Offer card. I'm seeing something like gangs, leaders, one leader, taking over another. Independent source, an independent rogue elite has this technology. I'm seeing the N-word from Germany. My nose is itching. They've been suppressed by the current elite, dark elite. They were suppressed, forced out. The N ending in Z, if you know what I mean. Forced into Antarctica, that kind of vibe. Like, we're going to rule the world, stay where you are. So yeah, they were forced to leave. They were at a distance. And I'm seeing like it's a vacuum where one loses power and they kind of come in. Underground. This also could be secret, hidden. They've been forced out. I just really pray this is not some sort of alien type of anti-galactic astral. Secret, the Hermit, past. They were forced into isolation. They've experimented on a lot of things. This could either be Greys. This could be super soldier technology. mind control technology from the NZs. This is a weird rogue. I don't like what I see. I'm seeing the heads. I'm seeing the misshapen heads. The small grays. And my head's really hurting. I'm sorry, y'all. Not trying to be dramatic, but when I go deep, I'm seeing like the heads that go like this. I'm seeing a kind of weird creature. If you all don't believe in aliens or anything, don't worry about it. This could be an astral entity. But there's something pushed to the far resources of our world that trying to take it over. But they don't have a lot of resources, so they're kind of using mind games. They could be shapeshifters, and so they're the agitators trying to incite some of these things. It's some sort of weird, creepy, misshapen alien kind of head, but they're short. They're not tall. But they're warriors. This could be ant people. They're warriors. They're gross. They're ugly. They're misshapen. They're not in Christ consciousness energy. They're kind of trying to take over. They use technology. They might blend their bodies with technology. This is a gross thing. Okay, maybe I should be done it right now. Justice. Agreements. I think a lot of some of these shapeshifters are in the justice system within California and across different justice systems of the world. I think they might be shapeshifters in our legal system, if you believe that. Okay, we're done. We'll look more again at it. We'll see if we get a confirmation again. We'll see what happens when we look at it on Sunday. Middle Earthers, yeah, something but they're coming from like Antarctica, like on the sides of it. They're coming from dark recesses of the earth, and they like live off of technology. They have like no life force except their technology. Shauna says, Ruth, come stay with us in Canada if need be. Yes. I would love to go to Canada. How long do you think it'll be until the LA riots will end? How will this end? Let me put that question till next Sunday. LA riots end? Because I got to get off here and clean some of my house. And the energy of those creatures has wiped me out. So I don't want to keep switching between the two energies. I know you guys understand. Vax created mind control, MPC, the AI hive mind, a new energy. This could very well be connected. Ooh, Richard, I think you tapped into something. Something connected to the jabs. And it's able to ping off those nanobots or that snake venom. Nasera makes an even playing field, and therefore incentives the movement back of the immigration pawns in this war. Yes, absolutely. It makes an even playing ground, and I think if an illegal immigrant tried to tap into the system, they could get damaged worse than if they were in their own country and get the money from Nasera from their own country. You know what I mean? Like, go home because there's good things coming to your home country. A civilization that lives under the surface of land or sea. And that's what you mean by Middle Earthers. Yes, exactly. It could be sea, because I'm seeing Antarctica like in the south, but I'm seeing it on the sides like this. Like if Antarctica's here, I'm seeing it like this. It's so weird. Scary monsters, super freaks. Yeah, they're like 4 to 5. I'm itching like crazy. I'm sorry. Whew. They're like 4 to 5 feet tall, and they have like these huge bug eyes. and they like my whole body's itching right now. I have to sage. So I apologize. I'm really not trying to be dramatic. I've had some people say, you're so dramatic. Well, to be accurate, you have to tap into the energy. Shauna says, I just ran that description through ChatGPT. Short, about 4 foot, large heads, big black, almond-shaped eyes, gray skin, indistinguishable from classic grays. They're called ebens, according to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is acknowledging that such a creature technically exists. Incognito says, drama, cool, sage, cool. Yeah, they're in an independent race, y'all. That's what Spirit's been showing me with this independent card. They're an independent creature. That their civilization was almost ended, and they created a home somewhere. The theory, they have underground bases, particularly under Dulce Base, New Mexico, where joint U.S. EBEN operations supposedly take place. And that's that craft in New Mexico. The craft that crashed in New Mexico was 4 foot type creature. And I remember watching an alien. I remember watching a documentary. It actually woke me up to a whole bunch of things. A documentary, and it was in a military base, and it was grainy, and you could tell it was a camera. And they were doing an autopsy on a 4 foot gray, and it was from, I believe, New Mexico, so that makes sense. Origin, according to lore, Zeta Reticuli system on Earth, ? Yes, per Project Serpo, an alleged secret government exchange program. Some events were stationed on Earth for diplomatic, technical exchanges. My goodness. Allegedly, of course. Project Zerpo. Sounds like serpent. Serpo. Voice to skull tech. Very real, Richard says. And I'm also thinking they were the kind that could put their hands on a craft and think about where they wanted to go. I believe some of these creatures, the U.S. government reverse engineered this technology. Yeah, they created their own home, or they were given their own home. Very small people. They got stuck here, Shauna says. Very interesting. Okay. So, to be continued on Sunday at 11. Join me there for the immigration riots. There must be a reason why my YouTube isn't promoting it, because I have such horrible, shocking topics. We talk about everything here. Okay. And for the extended, we're going to do ascension updates, clairvoyance for the end times. Where are we? Spirit, give us some hope. And if any of you get personal messages, I'm going to see if Spirit has personal messages for any of you that you can take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you know of anyone who wants a private reading, send them my email. Please give me a like, a subscribe. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Okay, a quick update. I will be leaving at the end of June, so I think next week will be the last extended reading for 2 Sundays. So I appreciate your patience, because I'm flying out one Sunday and coming back in another Sunday. But I do plan on having some scheduled readings, maybe some updates that I'll put at the same appointed time. So I hope to be able to also keep you updated on the beautiful UK, Cornwall, England. The birthplace of King Arthur is where I am visiting. The birthplace of King Arthur. The ley lines of Archangel Michael and Mary Magdalene. Yeah, she does the crystalline singing bowl healing retreats. So I think it's going to be a good time to just rest and to heal up. And who knows, I might see some of the dragons or something. Really want to see a castle and some dragons. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see your comments. Thank you, Ruth. Bye, Ruth. Thank you. Please like this video and subscribe to Ruth's membership to support her expenses for my upcoming UK trip. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes, I'll have to do a special trip just for the special video just for the members. All right, everyone. Until next time, be safe. I love you. God bless. And we will, together in light we rise.